Now to a case that we have been following for years. Derrick Thompson will be serving one of the stiffest sentences ever given for a deadly crash. Yesterday, a judge handed down a 58-year sentence for that crash in 2023 that killed 5 women in Minneapolis. Gordon Severson is digging into how this sentence sets a new bar now for prosecutors and judges.
I beg you all to please have mercy on me and my soul.
Few people walk into their sentencing hearing facing a wider range of jail time than Derrick Thompson. Prosecutors requested to have each of his 5 murder charges served one at a time. Thompson's defense attorney argued that's never been done before.
There is no reported case in the state of Minnesota that affirms this sentence that the state is asking for. Never in the state of Minnesota have 5 sentences been affirmed by an appellate court.
The judge agreed with the state, sentencing Thompson to 58 years. Local attorneys say it's one of the longest sentences ever given out for a vehicular murder case.
There hasn't been a lot of cases like this one.
Michael Bryant with the firm Bradshaw and Bryant says the strong sentence makes sense, considering this case contained a perfect storm of unique circumstances.
You had him blame it on his brother. You had, the priors that he had, and you had multiple people that were killed.
He says this strong sentence could affect how prosecutors and defense attorneys across the state manage similar cases and how they negotiate plea deals.
It'll have potentially an impact on, if you try this case, these are what the potential consequences are.
In a statement, Mothers Against Drunk Driving says the sentence is, quote, a historic victory for the state of Minnesota, reflecting the serious impacts of impaired driving and the severity of this senseless crime. But regardless of what happens in the legal system, Brian says this strong sentence should send a very clear message to Minnesota drivers.
If it gets a person to decide not to drive or to get a designated driver or to not take the risks that were involved, that's the benefit to society. That's why we punish people.
Gordon Severson, KARE 11 News.